Alright folks, doing an unboxing video. Got two camera angles on this in case you missed some of the excitement. This is, I believe, the cheapest 800 series motherboard for Intel's Core Ultra. So you may have seen in some of my videos where I unboxed the 245KF. I also have a 225F, which is basically like a 15th gen i5. We call it an i5 15400, yeah, something like that. So I do have the i5 what is it, i5 14400F, so we'll do, I don't know, maybe some kind of shootout with those just so you guys can see and compare them. You know, the supposedly this Intel Core Ultra line is pretty laggy for gaming. I gotta say, with the 245KF, I don't notice anything. That thing is a powerhouse CPU, so you know, it is what it is. Okay, so this is Asus Prime H810m Wi-Fi CSM motherboard. So awesome, it's got Wi-Fi at this cheap price point. Most of the time I've been buying, we'll call it the H10m series since H310m. Usually the cheapest, crappiest motherboards from Intel, well, from the different manufacturers. So this happens to be Asus. They usually do some stupid thing on here that just annoys the heck out of you, right? For the amount of money this thing costs, you would hope to God that it's going to be a decent motherboard. But we shall see. Remains to be seen. All right, so there's the top, front, whatever. The back is really hard to read for camera too, but features DDR5 RAM, PCIe 4.0 M.2. So this is obviously not, you know, PCIe 5.0 board. Maybe that matters to some of you. For me, since I have another board that's got all the bells and whistles, it's not gonna matter. I don't see like a flashback button, so that's kind of a bummer. Very just bare bones, right? This will get you up and going, get you gaming. Not a motherboard, folks, that you're gonna want to put a really good CPU in, right? So no Core Ultra 9s should be bought for this, I'd say. So let's go ahead and get it open now. This is, you know, sticking with the cheapest, crappiest CPUs, but really, what does that lead you with? Pretty much the 225F, right? Because what else out there is crappier than that on this line? And it might not be that bad a CPU. We'll find out. I'm going to get all this stuff out of the box, and then we shall look at it. Okay, just pile it on top of the motherboard. Not the smartest thing to do. Some kind of control center card here. Not very exciting. So unlike Gigabyte, they actually give you an actual manual, folks. How's that? You know, I've been buying these different motherboards for a long time. Gigabyte's really got cheap on the stuff they include. So we'll keep this out because guess what? It actually says what is on this motherboard. And if I can find my glasses, folks, I'll be able to do a better job for you all. Alright, so we got our antennas for Wi-Fi. Not super exciting. USBs. Oh, excuse me, two SATA cables in here. And then, if you know me, folks, you know I hate these I/O shields. That'll stay basically in the baggie. Oh, and 2 extensions and 2 M.2 screws. All right. So let me take a moment. Hopefully I won't lose all my viewers while I do this. Let me grab my glasses. I want this part to be the best that it can be for you guys, right? So, all right. So found the glasses. Let's start in this back right corner, upper right corner. So we have our CPU fan, okay, up here. It's always nicer, honestly, if it's more in this area. I don't know why they didn't put it there, but hey. You got 2 RAM slots, and as mentioned, DDR5. So they're labeled DIMM A and DIMM B, right? So if you have a 4 RAM slot motherboard, you're going to have A1, A2, B2, or B1, B2. This just has the 1 RAM slot, or 2 RAM slots, sorry. Over here we have our ARGB connectors. All right, where my thumb's at, folks. Let's so far that ARGB 24-pin power connector. All right, then a case fan right here. We've got if your case has USB 3.0, 3.2, maybe even, I don't know if there's anything higher than that these days. This is where you're going to plug in at. And basically I will do, after this video, folks, I'll do a video where I actually install all your common case connectors. If your case, this is surprising, if your case has a nice Type C on the front of it, boom, there is that connector. I have only one case that has that. Moving down, so we have front panel connector here for, this is going to be where your power switch, power LED, HDD LED, reset switch. That's all in here, folks. TPM back in there. Case fan, USB 2.0, and then this guy, what is that? Is it ARGB? Okay, ARGB, it's missing a, you know how you tell a lot of times if it's missing a pin. Then you've got COM here, SPDIF out, and then your HD audio right in here. All right, CMOS battery in case you have to reset your BIOS. So when might you do that? Well, if you put RAM in here and you try and boost it up a little too much, you might find your computer doesn't boot to BIOS or Windows. In that case, taking that battery out will help. Cheap motherboards like this, folks, don't have BIOS reset switches. They don't have BIOS flashback. All right, that's kind of what you get with this. I know we didn't cover it, but here is where your Core Ultra CPU goes. I don't know if there's going to be a generation after this one that will work with this. I really sadly haven't done as much homework on Core Ultra before I bought it, but there's what that looks like underneath. Now, one thing on your plastic cover, always put this back in the same orientation. Sometimes these will actually fit 180 degrees, but it's got the triangle on there that tells you where to line the chip. This metal piece underneath it also has a triangle on it, and then sometimes the motherboard will have it printed, but it doesn't look like, you know, the cheapest motherboard around. They can afford that. Now, when you do your CPU installation, folks, watch my video on that. But you'll leave this plastic top off, or plastic protection piece. It will pop off as you close this. Okay, so all right. So you can see overall not a whole lot spent on making this look, aesthetically pleasing or ergonomic. Aesthetically pleasing. The main thing that I see, we've got for power 12-volt CPU. So your power supply needs to have at least two 4x8s. It'll probably run this weak motherboard on one, but you should have two 2x4 CPU power connectors. Got some heat sinks in here. Then our lone PCIe 4.0 expansion slot for our graphics card. And then you've got an additional PCIe. Looks like it says Gen 4. So, all kinds of different little cards you can stick in there, right? M.2s, it said Gen 4. So those adapters that were in the box, this is where, you're like, are these guys that cheap? You've got to start with your expansion piece, screwing that in, spacer, expansion, whatever you want to call it, and then when you put the M.2 in, it'll screw into that. All right. Oh, looking at the RAM slot, so before you put your RAM in, unpop that, the other side doesn't. All right, now we can take a look at the I/O shield. Of course, this piece will go into your case. Something like so. I might do that backwards. Add it upside down. Nope, that's the right way. So don't forget to put that in to your case first, then you put the motherboard in. All right, we have line in, line out or headphone, microphone. Then we've got our Wi-Fi. Okay, actually let me angle this a little. This is your Ethernet. Since it's not red, folks, I would assume that's 1 gig LAN. The old PS2 style, 4 USB 2.0s, woohoo, right? Actually, the more USBs, the better. These should be USB 3.0s. One of these may be special for doing your BIOS, or it might not matter. I'll do a BIOS update for this so you guys can see that. DisplayPort HDMI, okay? So now, to take advantage of these, your CPU cannot have an F in it, all right? If it has an F, it's not going to work. You will need a graphics card. So eventually I will do an assembly with this, folks, and you will get to see it. Thanks for checking out the video. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you.